If your foundation looks always cakey, textured, and looks heavy by the end of the day, that's usually not the foundation. I would say in my personal experience, it would be the way it is applied. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to apply a foundation that looks very natural, doesn't look cakey, and lasts all day. So let's get into it. So in my previous video, which I'll be tagging somewhere over here, I have shown you the entire skin prep that I do, as well as the color correction and concealing. So right now my skin has been color corrected and concealed, and I'm going to be showing you how do you get that most flawless looking foundation so that you can wear this everywhere. So one of the biggest mistakes I see many people do is that they go in with a lot of foundation. Now I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is the new formulation, and you just need to turn it the other way. And this is the amount you're going to put on your face. So if you're using the dotting method, apply your foundation at the center of your face going outwards, because it's usually here that you need more coverage. Just a dot on the forehead and the nose, and don't forget some on the neck as well. So I'm going to be using this Pro 47 brush. I've linked it down in the description box. You can also use this Huda Beauty Easy Blur brush. This is for more coverage. I like using this one because it's small and I can really work it into the skin. And again, we're going to be applying the foundation just from the center of the face, going outwards. You want to avoid the under eye all the time. We'll come to the mouth a bit later, but let's focus on blending this on the face first. And where you need more coverage, just make sure you're pressing it into the skin even more. So I don't want you swiping it because you're just moving the product around and that won't give you coverage. Make sure you're pressing that into the skin and really keep blending that into the skin. And on the neck, just blend it downwards and just around the jawline too. I'm going to be using this Pro 47 brush. I like using a brush because it gives me a bit more coverage, and I really like better medium buildable coverage with a brush. You can also use a one by Huda Beauty. This one is more dense, as you can see. So this one is going to deposit more product in the right places where you need it. If you want to use a sponge, you certainly can. I recommend this one by Real Techniques because the best part is that it's got like these fingerprints on it. So it's sort of mimicking your finger, and you do not have to wet this one. So if you're really short on time, just grab this one and you can really go. Now, if you feel the coverage is not too much, take some more foundation now and again apply it only at the center of the face, because this is typically where we get more hyperpigmentation and the skin doesn't look even. And remember, by using this technique and building up your product slowly, it's not going to emphasize your texture, because essentially what you're doing is you're applying it where you need it and your product is not going to just sit on the skin randomly. And around the mouth, if you feel like it's cracking or moving, that's because again, you're using too much product. So it all starts with how much product you use really, and you want to apply it on places that don't move also too much. So see this when you smile or when you talk, it's these areas that keep moving. When you're making expressions, it's these areas that are moving. So the less product you apply there, the less hassles you're going to have. Again, you want to avoid the under eye. And remember, your forehead usually doesn't need a lot of foundation. So don't put too much there either. And I forgot to tell you that the shade that I'm using is 4N2 Spice Sand by Estee Lauder. And this is the new formulation. Now, when you're applying powder, this is very, very important because you do not want to apply it everywhere on the skin and just make a big powder layer. So I'm using this one by Givenchy. This is the shade 05. And you want to use a very finely milled powder. You do not want those very heavy powders. That's why I like using a loose powder here. And now I'm going to be applying on places where it moves first. So if your under eyes have creased, which they always will, mine have because I've got natural lines, I want you to blend that out first. Now you don't have to use a brush, you can always use a sponge for powder, but it deposits a bit more product than what I usually like, but it's up to you. And just press that into the skin. I love this Givenchy one because yes, I know it is expensive for everyone, but it really blurs out the skin. You do not need too much product either, but you also have good options from Maybelline, NYX. They're all pretty good products. Then I like to tackle my smile lines because my foundation does move into them. So I just like to press that in and blur it out slightly. Now we have dealt with the two most difficult places on the face. And the third one I feel is usually my forehead here because that's where I can see my lines. Now I've blurred out the skin and I've set it in places where I need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be using the rest of the powder and I'm just applying it on places where it gets textured. Remember, if you're using cream products, you do not have to use your setting powder now. But since I'm going to be going in with powder products for my next few videos, I'm setting it with setting powder. Again, this is a very light layer. It's not heavy placement at all. And just as a tip for dry skin, you do not really want to set with too much powder. So I'm just applying it on the texture there. But if you're oily, you're going to set your T-zone. So we've already set the forehead. We're going to set a bit of the nose. Around the nose, don't forget that, because it's usually where the makeup separates. And anywhere wherever you sweat or you've got maximum oil coming through. And this is how my skin looks after I've just powdered it down. I'm going to be filming some other videos, so I'm going to be coming back with my final look and then we'll see how it looks. So guys, this is my skin after I've applied foundation for some time, and you can see that it's not looking cakey, textured or even heavy. It sat beautifully on the skin. It's looking very natural. Yes, it has moved a bit, but that's very natural as well. But yeah, this is the easiest way to not make your foundation look cakey or heavy. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.